Jazz progression 20 really starts in the key of C and ends in the key of F. There's no rule that we have to make a progression that's all in one key. But the way I play these chords is, again, it's a great exercise because you're using some wide finger stretching and it moves chromatically and the sound is drastically different every time you play. So the first chord is C sixth, then B dominant seventh, B flat major seventh, C13 flatted 9, and so you and it's a really great exercise as far as your fingers, and when you listen to how the progression moves and the chromaticism and really just the beauty of playing all these chords together. Jazz progression 21 starts in the key of E minor and ends in the key of F. Now there's one chord in particular in this progression that you have to watch out for. It's called an A minor 11, and it's a very hard stretch. This progression is one of Stu Pierce's masterpieces. When I first heard this, I was like, this is so far gone, because he's using a lot of these augmented 11th chords, and it's like, it's just really out there and very chromatic, but I love it because you really can't say it is in one key, but it's just a progression that moves kind of on its own inertia. It just sounds good when you play it and you get these chords down, because there is a melody to the chord progression that really doesn't define a key. And so, and these chords are they're altered chords, they're very dissonant on their own, you know, diminished chords. And so what you have is a progression that's unique unto itself, and it's hard. Jazz progression number 23 starts in the key of G minor, ends in the key of E flat major. Now, one of the things you might be seeing when you're playing these progressions is, why is a chord like this sometimes called a major 7th chord, and other times it's called a minor 9 chord? And the answer to this is, what is the root? If I play this chord and I have a root as A flat, it sounds A flat major 7. If I have, when you use a root as an F, this chord becomes F minor 9. And so really it's all based on what is the root note, because in a lot of jazz chords, you're not playing 6 strings, you're sometimes just playing 4. And you're blocking other strings, or you're doing, and so, or in this progression where you go, and then you end, it functions as an F minor 9 chord. And see, that's one of the key things. What is the functionality of the chord? Are you moving to a new key? Is this chord in the key? And so really that determines what you're trying to do, or what you call the chord. If I really want that bass to be A flat, it's going to be an A flat major 7 chord. But if I want the bass to be F, see, if I played an F minor 9 like this, so you hear a completely different sonority. You have A flat major 7, and then you have F minor 9. So, and really the tones are basically the same. It is the root note that determines what you call the chord. This last progression is hard. The reason it's hard is because the first 4 chords have some pretty crazy finger stretches. Now it's in the key of C, so you have a C sixth. Then you move again to this, a C sixth, and then the next chord is called D minor 6th. Ah! It hurts. So you have some really crazy stretches that go from here to there. And it's very, very difficult to play these smoothly. I'm Angelo Batio, head of the jazz department for Metal Method Productions. I would like to say this: instead of just practicing exercises, which, if you know anything about what I've done over the years with Metal Method, I like doing that. But I found that if you work on these jazz progressions, they are equally as good for a warm-up for your fingers. And like I talked about earlier, just taking a chord and moving 2 fingers, moving 2 fingers again, then moving 1 finger, then changing chords, then moving 2 fingers down. Listen to how little my fingers move and how much the chord changes. So instead of just playing, or like, which is what I do all the time, I incorporate these jazz progressions into my warm-ups too. And I found that I stopped doing that for a long time. You know, my early background was jazz. I played a lot of songs, jazz songs. I know a lot of chord melodies, some that I learned from my teachers, other ones I figured out myself. But the one thing about jazz is that with these progressions, you can learn the sounds of jazz. And all you have to do is learn one of them, and you can amaze your friends. I'm Angelo Batio from Metal Method Productions. Doug Marks and I have had a great time working on this program. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. See ya.